recently I released a new moon ritual that I talked to people in my group chat about last month. But you can utilize the egg cleanse at any time. Today we're going to do part two of that and talk about another egg cleanse not another egg cleanse, another cleanse and ritual you can do to clear your energy, to prepare yourself for what's to come into your life, for the healing and transformative experiences that you want in your life, and to just pretty much rid what's hindering you um, from seeing your best self, right? So the new moon is the perfect moon phase in the moon cycle, in 28-day cycle. To do this, to clear, to cleanse, to get rid of old energies while the moon space and the energy space is clear so that you can make room for things to come in that you do want to take up space within your life and in your internal self. So this next part of the a new moon ritual, a few that I do every new moon. This you can do on any new moon, but specifically this week we will have the moon in Cancer in the sixth house. And we'll be also sharing Venus in Cancer in the sixth house and Mercury in Leo in the sixth house. So with Cancer ruling the fourth house and being very emotional and sensitive and nurturing, and that Venus full of love, energy, your values, and everything that's beautiful to you. So that's big emotion. The moon being in Cancer with the moon governing Cancer is big, emotional, sensitive energy, right? So as you clear space, you're going to have a deeper understanding and an emotional state of clarity when it comes to your foundation, when it comes to how you nurture, when it comes to your love life, when it comes to how you feel if you were loved or not loved, the depths and deepness of doing that. And you might want to even express it in a very dramatic way within your routine. So this is all about your routines, your healthy routines. So it's going to clarify your emotional state and your balance in your emotional state and ability to be clear um, and secure emotionally will be depending on your routines, right? And setting yourself up to have more healthy routines to be in a better, more balanced emotional state. Okay, when it comes to your family foundation, when it comes to how you nurture yourself, how you're nurturing yourself, and on a fundamental level. Okay, so what we're gonna do, or I'm just gonna talk you through for the new moon is I like to get a small piece of paper. I say small because sometimes you can go front and back, and if it's a lot more than just a small amount on a paper, then save it for the next new moon. You're only gonna work through so much in one cycle. So first what you're gonna do is write down what you want to release in your life. And don't say things that you want. You know? Um, for example, last month something I wrote on my paper was trauma. It's that simple, just that word. No, pain from trauma, right? So just that short sentence to the point, pain from trauma. So be very short and specific, not long drawn out paragraphs. Be very short and specific of exactly what you want to release right now. That'll help you in what's hindering your best self and what you want to bring into your life. Okay? So you'll write a few things on the paper. I say try not to do more than seven. And you're gonna burn it. And as you burn it, so for me, I have one of these. I got it from a botanical store. It's iron. It's made out of iron, and it'll burn. You can burn anything in here, right? But you don't have to do that. Um, if you have a pot or if you just have a bowl, preferably not plastic, that you can put your stuff in or let it go in the wind. Good luck, depending on where you are. Don't start any fires. But so then you're gonna burn it. But as you burn it, you don't just sit it in there. I know I see a lot of people just sit it in there, and you can do that. But the ignition and the igniting of a ritual sometimes is in the vibration of the voice, the spelling, and the which is the wording that you're casting out, right? That you're releasing. So what I was taught to do and what I do is I burn it, and then as it burns, I say these words. As this paper burns, I release. As every word burns, I release. As it burns, I release. I release. I release. And I keep saying that, and I mean it to the depths of my core. I release it. You have to mean it, and you'll see the difference from when you mean it or the next 28-day cycle. You got a new moon, and the more energy you put into it, how things happen. And when you can get someone to do it with you, 2 more people, the energy is stronger. The waves are stronger of what you're releasing and what you're giving to the universe. The universe is very delicate. And the more vibration that touches it, the more frequency, especially on the same pattern, you're creating a river. And that river has more strength with more than one person. Otherwise, it depends on the level of vibration you can give out, and then how much energy you can cultivate over a time period. Okay? So you're gonna burn it, say those words of releasing. As it burns, I release, and you're gonna let it do its thing as it burns in your pot or bowl or whatever it is that you're using. And then that's it. As it burns, and as the last smoke clears, I release. And I give gratitude. I release, and I give gratitude for that release. And then from there, you go on with your life, and you pay attention. Okay? I'm going to tell you a little story of some things that shook up within the next 72 hours of my last time doing this ritual. And you have to be aware, because sometimes people ask for stuff or you do things and you're not paying attention to how it's circling back or how it's playing out in your life. Or you don't know how these things work, so you just expect like something that feels like fairy dust to come over your body, and it's like, and it's like harps playing in the background or something, or music randomly plays, which can happen. The car can go by and be the perfect time, and you'll be like, okay, that was synchronicity. Or what it'll say out the window or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being aware. So the very next day, my roommate, a family member that is my roommate, my brother. So what he brought a dog, right? We did discuss a dog and his son picking out a dog, but we didn't. His son didn't pick it out. We didn't say when. We didn't prepare. And he brings home a dog, a 4-month-old pit bull, and it shook the house up. It shook up the energy in the house. It was a complete tower moment, and I kind of spazzed out because I had a cat in the backyard that I just had kittens, and I wanted to find them a home. Before we think on getting a dog, I'm thinking maybe his son's birthday, which is a month from then, like 2 months, So that it happened, and it shook up the whole household, and I kind of spazzed out. And then when I calmed down a little bit, I asked myself, like, why did I spaz out that much? We communicated very well. Why couldn't I just have communicated that, I didn't feel respected in that decision in our household, And it was because I looked at the face and reminded me of my dog that I had for 13 years and that I had to put to sleep because it was banging his head in the back door of my home like it was going crazy and something was wrong with his brain. And I looked and I didn't realize it, but I had looked at that puppy's face and saw my puppy that I raised until he was an old man. I'm crying. I did not know that I felt something about that still, and I'm working through that. And I never did real altar work for my dog. And the first time that I went to see a medium, that was the first thing that she asked me. And I had no pictures. I didn't announce that my dog passed or nothing like that. And she said, did you have a dog that passed? And I said, yeah, why? He said, because he's with you. And he's with you all the time. And she described him and everything. And that's how I knew she was the truth. But I have him right here in my altar space. And even when I give offerings, I always ask for one of my ancestors to give him something, to feed him. I never acknowledged him directly. And I didn't even notice I was doing that until that happened. And I went through a whole emotional roller coaster. I'm still kind of going through it. I might need to still put that on the thing. But when I'm thinking of trauma, I'm thinking of like people that just passed and, other things that I was more aware of on the surface that maybe I still need to work through. I didn't know that I didn't work through having to kill my dog. So I'm telling you this because you do not know how it's going to come up and what it's going to make you deal with. I had to have conversations with my dog to say not apologize, but talk about it. Like really talk about it. Acknowledge. Go through the healing process because that's the first part of healing something is acknowledging that you need to, acknowledging that it affected you in a strong way, and then doing things to bring joy and peace and happiness in those images. I'm crying right now, but usually I can smile when I think of my dog, and that's not one of my dogs. I thought I was going to have some grief or energy over it. So you don't know how it's going to show up. Another thing that happened is I was getting a reading. I was doing a trade because I did my new moon ritual with a friend. So we traded doing readings, and then we both noticed or brought to our attention, I was looking at her hands, and then I was thinking about something that was on my body, and we both realized, like, we got curses on her. We got curses on us. We have curses in our tattoos. And the intent and when we originally got them and what it meant and what the wording meant had meaning, and it was positive, but when you really look at the wording by itself, it's a curse. We're cursing ourselves from our ability to love and go and be on the more heightened parts of life based on the wordings that we have tacked onto our temple, as it being a part of the temple space and the sacred messages on this temple, giving a vibration on our body that is this temple. So it'll bring awareness to situations, because when metaphysics moves, when energy moves and the unseen moves, you have to see how it settles. It may not be a feeling that goes over you, but energy starts to move and bring awareness to help you go through the process of clearing things out. We have to remove some tattoos and get some cover-ups and change things together to make a different energy in our temple space. I have to acknowledge that I went through that with my dog. That was like a baby to me. Like it was like another son. So that was a big one. Look at me, I'm still crying. You have to get through it, to go through it, and to be healed. Genuinely. Because sometimes we just keep going through life and we're not healing. We're just going, not thinking about it, not worried about it. Sometimes you have to feel the pain, cry the tears, go through a healing process, get a sound baths, get massages, get a Reiki session, sit in the jacuzzi, feel it come out of your nervous system, listen to waterfalls, let it heal and purge your nervous system. That's what's happening right now. You should have saw me after I went to Costa Rica and was sitting by the waterfalls. I was purging through things I didn't even know I needed to purge, and allowing that emotional balancing to happen by allowing my emotions to reveal themselves. And you have to go through that. So you may go through that during the new moon, and through the rituals that assist you during that energy. Okay, but it's okay. It's normal, and go through it so you can heal and be in the most positive energy with you and your family. But it may not be trauma that you're trying to heal. It may just be something else. You just want harmony, no chaos and confliction in your family structure. You know, maybe it's a few arguments that's been going on. That would be lovely if that's it. You know. So I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for caring about yourself. I may do one more before the new moon on the 5th. So you have a few options to choose from to start your process and doing your spiritual practice and being disciplined and what you need to enhance spiritually, live the life that you want to live, and be the healed, centered, powerful, whole person that you have the ability to be. Okay? Peace and love. Stay on your well-being, the supernatural journey.